Live right away. Yeah. We live right away.
Back at it, chat.
Yeah.
Back at it.
The Matrix movie. What's up, brother Tony? How you doing
Welcome
today?
back, chat. Welcome back, chat.
What's up? We got three people in the chat. Leave a comment. Tell us what you are ready for today.
Welcome back. It's
Yeah.
gonna be fire in the house today. It's
Oh
gonna be
yeah. Oh yeah.
fire.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be boom. Welcome back, chat. Welcome back, awakened ones.
yeah.
Yesterday we've talked about waking up, entering Zion, and the wisdom of the oracle. Well,
Yeah.
but tonight we face the other side of the equation, the agents. Who
Mm.
are they? What do they represent? And why are they so hard to defeat, even for the awakened?
Mm.
Let's break it all down today. Let's
Ooh.
break it all down. Who are the
It's gonna be fire.
agents? Who are the agents?
But
Well,
first,
in
before
the
we go,
yeah,
wait, brother Tony, let's go. I mean, let's go. Adrenaline. Before we go, let's first, trying to see if the chat can interact or recall yesterday's episode. I don't think it's the right time to do it now, right? But yeah. I was just trying to see if you guys are awake in the chat. Yeah, I was trying to see if you guys are awake in the chat.
yeah. Well, in the Matrix movie, brother Glody,
Yeah.
we see the agents. Now, the agents, they
Mm.
depict programs inside the matrix designed to keep the system stable.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
enforce the rules, in other words,
Mm.
and they can take over anybody still plagued in the matrix, symbolizing how anyone still asleep can become a tool of the system.
Yeah, definitely.
How can you stipulate on this notion right here?
Well, first thing first, we gotta understand first, um, we all, you know, if you've, of course, if you've watched the movie, we all can see that and remember all the agent, they were, all of them were wearing kind of like black suit, right?
Absolutely.
You know, kind of black sunglasses and that kind of stuff. They look a little bit aggressive, and that was their role and part of the idea of the movie, trying to depict something very important and something very dangerous
And much
in
deeper.
yeah. So the agent in the Matrix, as I said, they portray them as villains, but what if today we decoding the movie, you know, um what if I tell you agent were not just enemies in the movie The Matrix, but they are some kind of reflection of something very much real in our everyday lives. You know, that's hectic, man. Brother Tony, let's I think let's slow it down a little bit because I think we're going hard on this one.
For instance, in The Matrix, Agent Smith in particular is more than just a villain.
Yeah,
He's a manifestation of hatred, control, and resistance to change. It's simple, very simple in plain sight. Because
mm,
right there we can see they are fast, powerful, and relentless, just like fear,
yeah,
doubt, and limiting beliefs in real life. Now, check
yeah,
this out. Every time in real life now, whenever a folk face fear or doubt or limiting beliefs,
Yeah.
Now, this one was depicted by Agent Smith
Yeah.
in the Matrix movie. If we take a look right there, and the chat also can be a witness on that,
Yeah.
because these agents are the voices in your head telling you to stay in line, stay afraid,
Mm.
and stay small. Now,
Haha.
now the chat can get a can get a
You
glimpse.
know, yeah, this is so powerful. So I'm very much aware that most people haven't watched the movie The Matrix already. The thing, it's very tricky. It's the opposite. You know, this movie, a lot of people have heard of the Matrix movie. A lot of people have been told about the Matrix movie. They've been told stories about Matrix movie because it's such a huge and popular movie in the conscious community. So in that reason, most people kind of shy away from watching the movie because they feel like, okay, I know already, I've heard of it. People already told me about it. You know, it's a trend. It's whatever. But who are the agent really? Who are really the agent in the Matrix movie? So you have to be aware as well. Like in the Matrix, it's a kind of like a universe on its own. Agent are self-aware programs, just like Chat GPT. You know, I just got a new, um, 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 kind of like a news that Chat GPT 5 is coming up.
Holy moly, rock moly!
Chat GPT 5 is coming
It's
up.
about to go down. It's
Yeah,
about to go down, and I've just heard. I heard that it's gonna surpass even the creator himself of that Chat GPT, the
of
new
course,
version.
of course. He said it himself. He was shocked
The
to see.
intelligence is like bombarding. It's amplified in a
Yo,
way that nobody can fathom.
yeah. So here's the thing. In the Matrix in the movie, as I said, the agent were self-aware. I mean, the agent are self-aware programs. Their role is to maintain order and control within the Matrix simulation. All right,
Uh huh.
they enforce, all kinds of things that makes the system run, and you know they will do everything to try to hunt down any kind of threat. Just like if you can recall, just like Morpheus and of their primary role, all right, in the movie in the Matrix. So um there's some key details that we have to understand um about the agent. I don't know if Brother Tony, you want to chip in a little bit before I get into the key details of the agent.
Oh yeah. Cause all right, in the Matrix, these agents are archetypes for
Mm,
for them, like for the chat to get a clear picture.
yeah.
Agents as archetypes. If we take a look as archetypes from a symbolic lens,
Mm,
agents equals to internal and external control system.
yeah.
Now, internal how? Whenever you have negative thoughts, fear of failure, self sabotage,
Mm,
now in a symbolic lens, that's internal control system.
yeah.
Now, external wise, you're gonna
Mm,
see authority figures,
yeah.
yeah, system of oppression and media manipulation right there.
Yeah.
Now we can see a huge cloud of media manipulation, especially in our contemporary world right now.
Yeah.
This one is very much relevant in our contemporary world because now we can see now
Yeah.
things that are being shown on the media level, and now we have all these social medias that are exploding right now. It's scary, Blaza Gordy.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
scary. So right now, internal and external control system now we can see in a bigger picture. Cause right now, folks they suffer so much
Yeah.
with negative thoughts, fear of failure,
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this one is a big one. Fear of
Thank you.
failure,
Mm.
or the society as a whole, the matrix oriented folks, the
Yeah.
population that are under the system of the matrix.
Yeah.
This one is for them. 99% people that they fear failure.
Of course.
What if I fail?
Yeah.
Oh, if I fail this and that, this and so. Also, like external forces too, like we can see authority figures, system of oppression, and
Yeah.
media manipulation. People, what they see on the media, they take it literal,
Yeah.
but they forget one thing: everything you see on the TV is a constructed vision. That's why it's called television. Tell
Oh
a
yeah.
vision.
Oh yeah. Huh.
They trying to tell a vision to
Oh
try to
yeah.
create a program in your mind.
Mm.
While
Mm.
in reality, what you see right there and you go out, you ain't gonna see none. Let's say you post a naked photo right now, brother Glody.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say you post your bums. The whole world can jump at you, like either can comment, oh bullshit, and you might even think like, oh, if I get out right now, they might even chop my head out.
Oh yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, what's out there in the real world and what's in the media spectrum
Yeah.
is two different. It's two different pictures, brother.
Yeah. 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 Of course. You know, just to run on that as well. Also trying to correlate it to the key details of the agent because I think it's very important for us to know. As Baratoni just emphasized now, those are very powerful points, and those are very, very important thing to remember about the agent when we watch the movie The Matrix so that we can kind of relate it to our everyday life. So the first key detail of the agent are the first detail which about the agent is that they possess um some kind of power that enables them to um convince anybody consciously from a conscious I mean from a yes from a subconscious level. They can possess any person that is still you know stuck in the matrix. That means it makes it difficult for anybody to be a whistleblower. And then this the
Absolutely.
second key is that they represent the immune system of the simulation of the matrix.
That's deep.
You
That's
know,
deep.
kind of like they have to remove all the viruses, and all the rebels that are kind of like the threat to the matrix. And then the third key detail is that, as what Tony, and I remember he said it quite in the beginning, they are very fast and strong, and very smarter than regular human being because they are part of the matrix code, same as ChatGPT. You cannot defeat ChatGPT because ChatGPT is part of the system. And if you caught up in the system, and who is there to save you? Nobody but yourself.
And funny enough, they pop up the moment you start waking up to
Yeah,
test you, to
yeah,
pull you back in.
because
Cause yeah,
they wouldn't pop up when you're asleep, because that's they know that's their purpose, so they should keep you that way.
absolutely. Because Smith says in the movie the Matrix, humans are a disease,
Yo,
showing his disgust for freedom and choice. Now,
man,
think of an agent like your inner critic on steroids, let's say. Every
man,
time you try to step into your power, it shows up and try to
hmm
shut you down.
yeah,
Hmm.
that's very powerful and very dangerous at the same time. You know, so
And most of the time, like in, in the Matrix movie,
mm,
if we keep track on the movie right there, we can see like it's very hard to beat them at first.
you you cannot.
Why you can't beat them at first? Because In the beginning, Neo runs from the agents. In the Matrix movie, we can see right there. In the beginning, Neo runs from the agents. Even
Mm,
Morpheus says everyone who has tried to fight an agent has died. Why? Because
man,
you can't fight fear with fear, Brother Glody.
you cannot.
You can't fight the system while still believing in it.
Oh yeah,
You can't fight you can't do that. You see?
yeah. You cannot because first of all, you gotta remember, um, the agent
Uh-huh.
are so they are supercomputers, man. They are supercomputers. Like you cannot um defeat a program, a program code because it is already preset and it was preset by things that came before and knowing the loop and flow of the system. That is the same exact thing that makes it hard. So the agent in particular, they are designed to, as I said, to adapt, override, and delete anything that has to do with that can challenge the the matrix code. So if you can think about it in a very how can I say, if you have to think about it in a very symbolic way, they can move faster than bullets. They can jump between bodies and kind of like pretty much to perfect um um any kind of move and also to predict
Absolutely.
anything in real time. Actually, in real time, they can predict anything in real time, and that makes it very, very, very weird and difficult because, secondly, they are fueled by the rules of the matrix itself. You know, that is the most difficult thing because if they can be fueled by the system, who are you in a sleep being to defeat them? You know, and this is very much important if we're trying to correlate it to our real life. You know, if you think about the system of control that we are in our everyday life, in our putting in the context of our own life, actually, if we can think about it in that way, you know, we are um how can I put it, social construct, always try to push,
Yeah.
every rebel to the corner. They always punish rebellion, you know. They always try to punish free thinkers
Yeah.
and anyone who's going against the system itself. You know, especially if you go in the mainstream narrative, we always see it. If you don't see it, that means you're still in the matrix.
Oh yeah. And for in a real world reflection, like from the Matrix movie right there, Brother Glody.
Yeah,
If we're trying to correlate it in reflect in a reflective way for our real world,
yeah.
in our contemporary timeline, what are the agents in your life?
That's a good
That
question.
job that drains you. Now this is the big one.
Mm.
This it's like 99% of the population, the folks that are tied in the matrix system.
Yeah.
Oh shit. This one this one they can't run away from. That job that drains you.
Yeah.
A lot of us we are stuck in jobs that we are not even happy with.
Yeah.
We are stuck in careers and professions that that are not in our line, like
Yeah.
that doesn't even align with our essence. I can call it.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, check this out. The voice that tells you you're not good enough.
Mm.
This one also we can relate a lot. We can relate a lot. People who are stuck in the matrix, they face this kind of disease, this kind of virus. The voice that keeps on whispering in your ears, you're not good enough.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You think you're a good soccer player? Hell nah, you're not. You're
Yeah.
not good enough.
Nah.
You think you can jump? No, you're not.
Nah.
No, you're lazy. You can't work.
Nah.
You can't even create your own you can't even innovate your own idea. All these ones
Nah.
it's a huge reflection in our real world.
Mm.
What do you have to say about this one, Brother Glory?
Well, limiting beliefs are programs that are entrenched in us since childhood. So when at the moment you're born, you're already
Yeah,
introduced into limiting beliefs because the
absolutely.
people that brought you in, like, first of all, the first hand, they already in that kind of loop. Their own
Mm,
beliefs are very, very much limited
yeah.
to the point that you as a child will never be able to see it unless someone else outside of that particular family sees that, or even it can be somebody in your family, but as long as it's somebody who's awake,
Now
you know,
we call them trailblazer. Is it a trailblazer, right?
some kind of way we can put them that way.
Trailblazer, because system designed to keep you passive,
Mm,
distracted,
mm,
and obedient.
yeah.
Because becoming the one isn't about
Mm,
superpowers. Now
whoa.
that's where most get it twisted.
Yeah.
Most of people get it confused right there. Oh, how can you become the one? You think you're a Superman or something? You think you're from Marvels right here? I'm like, nah. It's about seeing. It's about seeing through the illusion and
Yeah.
acting from the truth, brother Glody.
Yeah, of course. Check
Cause
this out.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I think you wanted to say
Mm.
something important. You can go on. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, yeah. I just wanted to emphasize on that one because most of the population, and especially the Matrix prisoners, I'd like to call them. I like to put that in the bracket.
Mm.
Matrix prisoners.
Yeah.
They think becoming the one. They kind of like they want you to be like Jesus Christ in a way. But of course, you are the Jesus Christ, because like, yeah, we're gonna dwell into that one into next episodes for the chat to
Yeah.
understand as why we call it that way. Now, for the population to say like, it's all about superpowers, I'm like, nah,
Mm.
it's seeing through the illusion
Yeah.
and acting from truth.
Yes.
When Neo steps seeing, like, it's like in the Matrix movie when Neo
Yeah.
stops seeing agents as threats,
Mm.
they lose their power right there.
Whoa.
The same goes for your fears and doubts.
Check this out. Check this out. Before you go further. That is a very powerful thing. In fact, I have some kind of that in my book actually. The link is on the description. In the description below, you can get it anytime you want. But here's the thing. Just when you say that thing, actually, it triggers me to think about how the agent shows up. Excuse me. How the agent shows up in our daily lives. So you don't even need to be in some kind of a simulation to face this kind of agent. They exist all around us and within us. That's most importantly. For example, external agent could be a boss, like Brother Tony just recalled, work that doesn't some kind of job that drains you. So it
Yeah,
could be a boss who always shut your creativity down,
yeah,
only because we don't do that here. That's not how we do things in this company. You
yeah,
know. Secondly, family members who always mock your spiritual awakening. You know, and people who always call your dreams unrealistic. Those are your external agent. And lastly will be the institutions, um you know and other organization that makes life harder to break free from financial or mentally cage. So they make things harder for you. And then on the second point of that, the internal agent is always, uh, again, as Brother Tony recalled, it's always those voices in your head who always comes in and tell you you're not good enough, you cannot do this and that, you cannot achieve this and that, you know, uh, guilty, anxiety that paralyzes you when you're about to do something very, very big, especially when you're about to take that leap of faith, you know. So guilt, shame, and all these kind of things that keeps you stuck in the old pattern. Those are your internal agent. So if you watch the movie The Matrix, try to relate those aspects with your life, and I promise you it's gonna be powerful. You never be the same. You're gonna change, because that's exactly what the agent in the movie, as you can see in the screen, they surround the kind of like um Neo standing right there, kind of like what's going on, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the most important thing. And as Agent Smith in particular, he evolves into something very, very, very much more dangerous, because it becomes a virus and a reflection of how, when the ego um, um, can become too strong, it consumes everything, even its own creator. That is massive, you know.
Oh yeah. That's
So
deep.
yeah, so that's the what's the Agent Smith in particular represent, you know. So yeah, man. I mean,
This is
let's let
deep, brother Glody.
yeah, yeah. That's
This is very deep.
that's hectically deep, man. I want
Uh,
us to slow down from here. Actually,
Absolutely, absolutely. And for
let's
the
slow
for the
down.
agents, I mean for the chat, absolutely, would have like grasped
Yeah,
some kind of glimpse on that one.
yeah,
Yeah, at least now they have a clue as to how and what is the agents kind of like depicted from the movie in the Matrix. So most of the people they watch, they think like, yeah, they just stuntmen trying to
yeah,
fight and trying to show those kung fu stuff, the kung fu moves. Nah,
yeah,
they represent something right there.
yeah. Very deep.
Now the moment you realize that the agent is not outside of you, but
Nah.
inside your own mind.
Mm.
That's when your awakening journey go really start
Deep.
blooming in a cool way.
Yeah. So in the chat, if you are present, don't forget to leave a comment. Tell us what you think. Suggest ideas, suggest topic within this particular topic, and give us your insights and contribution in the chat, because that's what makes this um thing that we're doing interesting, because we want to interact with you guys. We want to talk to you and you talk to us. This is all about everybody. It's not about us standing here, I mean sitting here, sharing, talking all the time.
Like those preachers standing on the marketplace alone
Man, I don't like
in the
that.
middle of the marketplace trying to preach to everybody. Motherfuckers are just passing by. motherfuckers are just motherfuckers are just passing by. Like, leave that motherfuckers just crazy right there trying to preach. Motherfuckers just passing by. A lot of motherfuckers in the
Man,
marketplace. Motherfucker just in the middle right there trying to
man,
preach,
that's funny. That's funny. That's
holding the
funny, man.
Bible,
That's funny. That deserves a gunshot.
holding the Bible up and shit like that.
Yeah,
Get the
yeah, yeah,
fuck
yeah,
out of
yeah.
here.
Man.
Chad, try to interact with the motherfuckers right here.
Man,
Decoding the matrix and
that
shit.
was so funny, man.
Don't leave us like those preachers in the marketplace.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that pretty much it, man. Chat. So that's what it is. Yeah, I think as we going, we coming to an end. You know, I think we're gonna jump into now, like, what can we now learn from all of these things that we just said now? What exactly can we learn? I mean, people are in the chat are like, hey, now tell us now. You are after all this long, you've been talking the whole time. Now tell us, what do you mean, brother Tony? What do you mean? Like, we've been watching you guys talking, um, sitting right there. Brother Tony looks like an angel in a white scarf.
Jesus Christ trying to summon his descendants, his disciples.
Yeah, so that yeah, so let's give you guys, like, yeah, now let's make you understand why we here today. So, first thing first, what can we learn from the agent in the matrix? So, the agent, as you know, they are meant to be villains in the movie, but they are something very, very much more greater than you might think of. They are teachers. They're not just actors, as Brother Tony said, stuntman jumping all around and stuff like that. They are teachers, you know, in the Matrix, and of course in our own lives as well. Here's the first lesson. Lesson one: awareness is power. Awareness is power. I think you can hear that. I don't think the chat here heard that properly. Let that recirculate in your brain. Awareness is power. This is what we learn from the agent. Because you must be able to see the agent before you can overcome it. I'm saying in your life, you have to be able to see the agent before you can overcome it. Second lesson is that the system fight back. You have to remember that always. It will always fight back. Growth comes with resistance. And that resistance is this very same thing that will make you stronger. And once you face that, actually, when you start to face any kind of resistance in your everyday life or in your life in general, you have to be happy, and you have to know that that is exactly when things start to change. That is when you start to see the truth and getting closer to uh your breakthrough. you know the third lesson is that you can never beat the agent by playing their games.
Oh, yeah, that's real, real.
You can never. Brother Tony, do you have anything to say about that?
That's real, real right there. Yeah.
You know,
Just agreeing with that one because
yeah,
you will never, never, never surpass the motherfuckers if you play by their tricks.
never. You never. So the fourth, um, I mean, before I go into the fourth one, you can see that Neo, um, in the Matrix, the movie, you can see that
Yeah.
Neo, you know, defeat the agent not by playing their game, you know, but not also by fighting them, you know, but by trying to kind of like transcend the system. That's how Neo beat the agent in the Matrix the movie, and that means that every time you change, or every time you prompt yourself to change your mindset, you know, rewrite your brain, and I mean rewrite your belief, and raise your frequency and vibration. That is exactly what is required to fight the agent. It doesn't require force, it doesn't require power, it doesn't require aggressiveness. It only requires you to rewrite your belief, become aware, understand that understand that awareness is power, and then you'll be good to fight. The fourth lesson is that Choice is a weapon. Ha man, you
Yeah.
didn't hear that
Oh,
properly. The
yeah.
chat, man,
You gotta strike them again with that one.
man.
Strike them again with that one. Yeah.
Choice is a weapon. Hold on a second, man. How many of you choose to do what you want every day in your daily life? How many of you choose
They
consciously,
they
consciously, not just choosing, but I
they
mean consciously?
they choose for the motherfuckers.
You see, that's exactly what they do. They choose for them. Not everybody make conscious choices every day, but it's all right. You're still in the matrix. You still have to figure it out. Anyway,
We still have more episodes to come, so you motherfuckers can start making your own choices.
yeah. So choice is the weapon. What the agent fear the most is free will. In the Matrix, the movie, what the agent fear the most is free will. Every conscious choice weakens the system. I repeat, every conscious choice weakens the system. You can tell in our everyday life, even in our own our government system, we can see that whenever population, we can see that it's happening in Kenya. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
it's
oh yeah.
happening now in Kenya.
Those creatures are
Yo, they're
conscious.
aggressive and they
Oh
just
yeah, my Kenyan chats, you motherfuckers are conscious. I give it up to you motherfuckers.
yeah. Definitely.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Those are are a true depiction and the true definition of folks who are trying to
yeah.
identify the matrix and say, nah,
Mm,
we know the game
we
and
don't
we
want
trying to
it.
get out of it.
We don't like
And we don't like this game.
it.
We're trying to create our own.
Yeah, definitely. And the last lesson, but not least, which is number five, the fifth lesson that we learn from this agent in the Matrix, the movie, is that they cannot possess the awakened ones. They will never and they cannot possess the awakened one because awareness is power. Right? So the more aware and grounded you are within the system, the matrix, the harder it is for them, so called the agent, to use you or even control you. The more awakened
Absolutely.
you are, the more awakened you are, the government can touch you. The government can control you. You know, we see it all day, every day, everywhere. It's happening. It's happening. I just recall now in Kenya. You can,
Oh, yeah.
if you don't know about that, you can check. There are videos going around on how the protesters in Kenya are rebelling against the system. They don't like what's happening. They are fed up. They probably there was one of um probably there was one of Neo's brother that went in Kenya and trying to awaken everybody.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
man,
Absolutely.
that is very brutal, man. But yeah, we glad that is happening in Kenya. Shout out to all Kenyans.
Shout
Shout out
out
to
to
you, man.
Kenyans,
You're doing
man.
a great job.
And they're our number one fans. Like, yeah, the highest percentage of the chat trying to, like,
Mm,
every day.
amazing.
They're our main folks.
Yeah.
Kenyans are our main folks. Shout out to you guys.
I mean, also we cannot forget Burkina Faso, where President Traore is trying his best to get the country and the whole continent out of the
Absolutely.
matrix.
Absolutely.
That is the most important
Powerful
aspect.
figures.
Yeah. So we encourage you guys to support this kind of movement. It's not about politics. You're not getting into politics. You are trying to wake up and get out of the system, the game. That like shout out to Billy Carson because it's politics, not politic. It's
Yeah.
politics.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. So when you get into that, I know a lot of people be like, nah, I don't want to be in that realm of politics. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to do this and that. because I don't like politics, blah blah blah. Man, it's not about you liking politics. It's about you being aware of the system and trying to get out. You know, as I said in the beginning, as I said just shortly, awareness is power, and the system will always fight back. So if you are aware of that move, if you are aware of the system's move, then you can defeat the system very easily. You know,
Absolute.
yeah. So you know, yeah, man, we're running out of time, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
brother Tony,
Chad,
you have anything else?
tonight we faced the forces that try to keep us asleep,
Yeah,
the agents. And now we know
what
they're
to
not
do.
just out there, they live in our fears,
Mm,
our doubts, and beliefs. But we also saw the truth that
mm.
the only real control they have is the control we give them.
Oh,
You see that? But in the next
powerful.
episode, we go even deeper, Brother Glody,
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
into death, rebirth,
Mm.
and the moment Neo becomes the one.
Man, people are not ready for that. People are not ready. People are not ready for that.
Yeah,
People are
yeah,
not ready for that. People are not ready for that. Fire.
yeah, yeah.
People are not ready for that.
So they better buckle up. They better buckle up. So because
Yeah.
it's about to get stormy. It's
Oh
about to
yeah.
get stormy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So with that being said, chat, please don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, share with your friends and family, and always one thing that I will remind you guys is that stay active in the chat, because there are a lot of people that needs to hear this kind of message, and a lot of people need clarifications. So as I always say, we're not perfect. We're here to share what we can and how what we know, and but that puts us in a position of accountability. We have to hold ourselves accountable to finish this journey, and that is exactly what we want to do. So your support is major, it's required, and it's very much important and appreciated, because this is a very long journey, man. I mean, you
Yeah.
have a lot to learn, and you'll be surprised in how this um act that we're doing can save you entire I don't want to say it can save you entire lives, because it sounds very small, but I can say it saves you an entire existence,
Each one, teach one.
you know? Yeah. So, yeah, man, I encourage you guys, to always be present and continue to support, continue to share the message, continue to, um, help the message reach more people. Tomorrow we coming back, as this is a daily stream. Tomorrow we coming fire. It's gonna be it's not gonna go down. It's gonna go left, right, center, so supersonic speed, everything that you know. So you get ready for that tomorrow, and yeah, man. So, but I wanna thank people who been watching. Actually, let me give them a round of applause for the people
Yeah,
who actually were active, and kind of like they were there to watch. They were there to
absolutely.
listen and learn. You
Because it's
know,
minerals right here.
yeah. Thank you so much for you guys. I appreciate you, and yeah, we will see you in the next one as we coming back in fire and
Obrigado.
supersonic. Oh man, leave those swag of yours, man. People don't understand Spanish. We in Africa, man.
In Africa, they speak Portuguese too.
Oh yeah, I was joking,
Yeah.
man. I was trying to see if you were still awake, man. But yeah. Yeah, man. Let's get it. Let's get it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Leave a comment. Get my book in the description below. Mental Toughness is such a powerful book. Subscribe to Brother Tony's channel. This is where we share this kind of stuff. Man, you don't want to miss anything. So let's get it. Let's get it together. And we shall see you in the next one.
Take care.
Yeah. Bye bye. Cheers, guys.